You really don't know if somebody is trustworthy until they show you whether or not they are trustworthy. And in this video, I also want to talk about how to deal with betrayal when you do trust someone. Well, the thing is that I think it's better to address first the things that would not make somebody trustworthy to begin with, and so that you see the signs, because it can be very hard to tell if somebody actually is trustworthy generally. In fact, I don't recommend people or anybody that I do consultations with or just in life in general, I don't tell people to just trust anybody. A lot of people suggest to start at 100% trust. I do not operate in that way. I operate in 0% trust, and then you gain that through me seeing how you interact and whether or not you are capable of earning my trust. And you might not even get up to 20%. So I might keep you at arm's length for the majority of life in general. But I think the thing that you have to understand is that you really just don't know. Like, you just don't know if somebody is trustworthy. And you have to be willing to take the risk to minimize the possibilities of someone being untrustworthy. And the question that you have to ask yourself the most is, does this person increase your instabilities or insecurities, or does it calm them? Does this person calm your anxiousness, or does this person increase your intense, deep-rooted insecurities and possibilities for being betrayed? And if anybody has not been betrayed watching this video, it sucks. It really sucks. And there's a reason that Dante's Inferno, betrayal is at the bottom level of hell, right? Betrayal is just the deepest form of hell. And the reason that is because you view somebody to be with you on your team that actually is not on your team. And when betrayal happens, you have to reestablish your sense of identity. You have to reestablish your sense of who you are, what you're doing with your life, your goals, your priorities. You have to reestablish so many different things and reevaluate so many different parts of you that it can be very hazardous to your self-esteem, to your self-worth, etc. But some of the few things that I look for in whether or not to see if somebody is trustworthy is, number one, I look to codependent behaviors. And what do I mean by codependent behaviors? Does this person fear abandonment? Does this person cross any boundaries that should be there? Does this person have an excessive amount of friends? And the reason why I look for that is because if people have an excessive amount of friends, the likelihood of them having actual friends is pretty low to zero. Does this person know how to properly communicate their wants and needs? Does this person know how to manage their anger? Or does this person have excessive anger? Does this person participate in gossip? Does this person participate in any kind of addictive personalities, whether it is through drugs, alcohol, or sex? Is this person addicted to getting attention? Is this person addicted to feeling as though they need to please others for the sake of just being seen? So those are a few things that I look for. And the reason why I think those people are untrustworthy is because when I was codependent, I did not trust myself. And so if I don't trust myself, how am I supposed to trust anybody else that is codependent as well? Because I know the truth deep down is that I do not trust myself when I was codependent. But now that I'm in a healthy state of mind, I know I can absolutely trust myself. And I know that I remember everything now. I don't let anything go unnoticed. I see everything. I hear everything. There's a reason why I'm at the gym. I'm not wearing headphones because I want to make sure that I'm listening to what's going on around me in case anything goes down. I have an edge about me, but I'm not on edge. And I think it's very important for people to just have their team, their small group of people, and that's it. You know, that's all it needs to be. And I don't think you need friends. Personally, I don't think you need friends on this journey if you are actually committed to doing that which you are committing to do, which is follow God and the narrow path. If you have God and you can please God by doing his will, then like what else do you really need? And it can be very hard to be a servant of God sometimes. I know that when I was starting to really trust myself more and really developed that more inner confidence and trust, and I started to really follow God's will, my fear for betrayal still existed because I was betrayed so many times, and by people that I thought were close to me, the people that I was told by society that would never need to turn their back on me or never need to leave me for dead. And these people did so. And it wasn't until later when they found out that I was doing better off without them that they wanted to come back. It's like, well, you're wrong. You know, you can do what you like. But me over here, I'm not going to tolerate those kinds of behaviors. I'm not going to tolerate people that are mentally, verbally, physically abusive. I'm not going to tolerate that stuff. And I hate saying that sometimes, like, because so often with the women that I talk to, they talk about like their past relationships being abusive and such, and all this guy did was place boundaries after what they told me. And when I said that, like, look, this guy's just placing boundaries, there was a couple that immediately we stopped working together and we stopped talking because she couldn't take it. They couldn't take it. But the other women that I talked to that actually had abusive relationships, I genuinely think that those women that are saying things about being abused when they're really not, I think that's a disgrace and a high level of disrespect to the people that are actually being abused. They're the people that are actually being lied to the people that are actually being betrayed. Whereas you just wanted to do what you want and not do what you can, because there is a difference. Doing what you can and doing what you want are very different things. But overall, the people that you want around you the most are going to be the ones that can, at least in your personal life, are the ones that are going to be able to tell you how it really is, that don't beat around the bush, and that give you a sense of urgency in your life, and also be able to not comfort you per se, but alleviate your worries and alleviate your anxieties about what your potential could be and what your potential is. You know, I watched Lion King for the first time in a while, and when I was watching The Lion King and I thought about how the lions interact with each other and how Mufasa interacts with his son Simba when they're just in the very beginning stages of the circle of life, and Mufasa is talking about the circle of life and now everything is connected. It is the case that we are all connected in some way, shape, or form. And it is the case also that we all need that kind of Mufasa-like figure in our life. That strong protector, but also the wise king that knows how to give more than to take. And when you know how to give more than you know how to take, when you are released from your expectations of reality, when you are unattached to people and their behaviors, when you are assertive and not passive, when you are assertive and yet also yielding to the situation, like, I'd like to do this, and that's just what I would like to do. If that's not possible, then it's not possible. But being able to accept the unattachment and the expectations that you may have, and accepting the possibility that neither you or that none of your expectations may meet the standard of the situation, that's when you give yourself more freedom. And when you can give yourself freedom, you can give yourself spirit and life and a zest for life itself. And so what I recommend to you is to become the trustworthy person. Do not rely on trusting other people. Just don't rely on it. And you'll never be really disappointed. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't trust people if you want to. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying that the person that you can only really, really and truly trust is yourself. And so be that person that's trustworthy. Be that person with integrity. Be that person that can stand on a spiritual foundation of dignity and virtue. Be that pillar that people want to have around you, or want to have around them, rather. So with that being said, I hope this message was useful and insightful. Until next time, peace be with you.